You're selling a product or service, you hire a designer, a web developer to build amazing landing pages for you. You pay hundreds of dollars for ad clicks, maybe even thousands, but when you look at your conversions, you're not even breaking even when it comes to your ad spend. What should you do? Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to show you why 96% of landing page visitors will never convert and how to improve that. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. Did you know that 4.02% is the average conversion rate for a landing page according to Unbounce? That means, on average, almost 96% of your visitors won't convert at all. I'm going to show you some of the things that have the potential to ruin conversions on landing pages, and also how to provide you with the guidelines on how you can improve your conversion rates. So there are three important UX factors that can affect your conversion rate. The first is page speed. It's not only amazing content that gets people to convert, it's also if your page loads slowly can lose you a lot of leads, right? So speed time is super important. Did you know that 50% of users expect a website to load in less than 2 seconds? Studies show that as page speed decreases, bounce rates go up. For a web page with an average load time of 2 seconds, the average bounce rate is around 9.61%. Walmart found for every second that their website loads faster, their conversions increase by 2%. The second thing when it comes to UX factors is your call to action placement. Have you ever heard the term above the fold? This is a commonly used term by digital marketers to describe the placement of content on a web page. Above the fold refers to all the content that is on the web page before you have to keep scrolling down. Below the fold is all the content that shows after you start scrolling down. Now, the fold varies per device. On an iPhone, the fold is going to be different than my desktop computer, and that's going to be different than on my iPad or my laptop. Where you place a call to action, whether it's above the fold or below the fold, can have a huge impact on conversion. The average difference on how a user treats content above versus below the fold is 84% according to the NN Group. Just think of it this way. If you have content that's above the fold and it's getting viewed a lot, but there's no action point to take, you're going to lose money. And if you have all your call to actions below for your invisible content right below the fold where people are barely viewing it, you're going to get a lot less clicks, and in theory, you're going to make less money. Unbounce performed an experiment on one of its landing page tests on CTA performance above the fold. The left image shows that CTA below the fold, and the right image shows CTA above the fold. By simply placing the content above the fold, they saw 41% spike in conversion. That just shows you about the power of putting everything above the fold. Now, for some products or services, you could be like, wait, my product's too confusing. I can't put it above the fold. It'll take me too much text to describe what I'm selling. Well, you could do that in a video so that way you can get more things above the fold. Now, sometimes you may want to put your CTA below the fold. Now, the trick with this, and Unbounce had a study on this, they found that if you put less content above the fold, it causes people to scroll more. So if your goal is to have all your CTAs below the fold, then you don't want to have too much content above the fold because that's how you can get more and more people to scroll. And you can use Crazy Egg to run a scroll map test or a heat map test to see where people are clicking on your page to help you determine where you should be placing your call to action. The big takeaway I have for you is don't be afraid to A/B test with your call to action placement and make sure it's optimized for UX, and place more than one call to action on a page. Sometimes having 2, 3, 4 is better. Now, if it is your checkout page where someone's entering their credit card, you're really gonna have one checkout button. But in general, on some of your main user-facing pages, you wanna have multiple call to actions. Now, last but not least, when it comes to UX, you wanna remove excess clutter. Landing pages typically have one goal, and that's to get a user to convert. However, when there's too much clutter and too much friction on a page, users get confused and they bounce and become part of that 94% that I mentioned earlier. The design of a landing page should be simple and easy to navigate. You don't want to throw a ton of information to your audience on one static page. Too much clutter can drive users away from your site. By clutter, I mean content, navigational links, and too many images. Navigational links can tempt people to click away on other pages of your site that aren't optimized and focusing people on converting and putting in their credit card. HubSpot tested 2 landing page variations on many different pages of the site, one with navigational links and one without navigational links. Their free trial landing pages saw a 14% increase in conversions without any exits. Their demo page saw an increase of 28% without any links. By keeping pages navigation free, users are less likely to get distracted and bounce. Let's put it this way, navigational links cost you money. Conclusion, if you focus on the 3 things that I mentioned above, you're much more likely to convert visitors into customers. If you need help getting more visitors and converting them into customers, check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital. If you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, tell other people about it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll make sure and I help you out.